What's good, everybody? I'm BPC and welcome to Competitive Origins MMA. Well, I'm going to put you guys all on notice. Keep an eye out for Umar Nurmagomedov. Now, the 12-0 cousin of UFC lightweight champion Khabib Nurmagomedov was set to make his debut at UFC 247. Yes, the card with Khabib Nurmagomedov going up against Tony Ferguson. Well, as we all know, that card was rescheduled due to Khabib and Umar, being restricted on traveling. Well, Umar was set to make his debut then against Nathaniel Wood. Well, unfortunately, Khabib's father passed away, and Khabib's father is obviously Umar's uncle, and therefore he pulled out of the fight. So here we go, UFC 254, the debut of Umar Nurmagomedov. Well, that fight was Justin Gaethje going up to try to take the title off of Khabib Nurmagomedov. Now, unfortunately, Umar suffered a pretty nasty staph infection and actually was pulled from the card. So now you're thinking, well, when is this guy actually going to fight? We've been waiting long enough. Well, here comes UFC 257. Dustin Poirier faces off against Conor Notorious McGregor. Now, obviously, there's a little bit of bad blood between Conor McGregor's group and the Nurmagomedovs. And hence the UFC didn't want any part of that. They wanted to avoid the altercation as much as possible. And thus, they removed, Nurmagomedov, Umar, from that pay-per-view event at UFC 257 and placed him on the middle event, basically the midweek event. Because you had the fight night between, Calvin Kattar and Max Holloway, and then you have the midweek card, which is Michael Chiesa, basically headlining, and here basically against Neil Magny, and he was basically thrown onto that card. And yes, I would have liked to see him on a bigger stage because obviously a lot more people are going to tune into a Conor McGregor card, but at the same time, maybe he wasn't overshadowed because he wasn't on a Conor McGregor card. So it's a toss-up, right? So going into this fight, he stated that he kind of underestimated Sergey, Morozov. And basically, Sergey ended up being a much tougher challenge than he expected. Now, as far as I expected, I thought he might be similar to Khabib Nurmagomedov in his fighting style. But what I started to notice is that as soon as the fight began, that this guy was well-rounded. And he had a much more diverse striking attack than I've seen Khabib have. So obviously these are two different fighters, you know what I mean? Two completely different fighters. Now, he was throwing his punches in the first round. He was throwing kicks. He was doing a lot of grappling. He was just a really exciting fighter. He had a lot of movement, and he was definitely not flat-footed like his cousin Khabib. Now, going into the second round, he obviously realizes how exciting Competitive Origins MMA is. And if you haven't done so already, make sure you hit that subscribe button and click the notification bell so you can be notified as soon as these videos go live, and ground and pound the like button on this video. But like I was saying, he understood, how exciting Competitive Origins MMA is, and he just wanted to share his excitement with Sergey. So he started off the second round by kicking him in the head. He then clinched him and then just unloaded him a whole bunch of shots. It was like rapid fire, like you're button pushing, just firing. But these shots, they weren't just fast. They had a lot of power behind them. It was wow, obviously they separated, he then mixed it up a little bit, and then he started doing kicks to the legs, kicks to the body. So he was just all over the place. Like I said, he's a really exciting fighter to watch. He just had a lot of energy. And what I noticed with all that energy is sometimes he just rushed in, when he was trying to get the takedown and secure the back, he would rush in and he would end up losing his position, But once he started to settle down a little bit, he got a hold of the back, he put the hooks in and he went for a rear naked choke. Now, Sergey was not just going to go out, that easily, right? So he tried to fight the hands, but Umar did a great job placing his hands in a position where Sergey couldn't get to them to basically unhook the choke. And he ended up going to sleep. So with Umar getting the victory and his first debut, it was a pretty cool occasion. I got to see the new Nurmagomedov setting foot and make his claim in the UFC. Now, in the interview, Khabib Nurmagomedov actually translated for his cousin, which I thought was pretty cool. And through translation, Khabib stated that, 9 years ago, he was able to secure a rear naked choke in the third round to get the victory. And that, his cousin was able to do it in 2 rounds. So basically, he upstaged him, which, I thought was pretty funny and pretty cool at the end of the day. Now, Khabib's coach, Javier Mendez, said he expects Umar to be a UFC champion in the next 3 to 4 years. And I don't disagree with it. The guy's pretty good, and he's just starting out in the UFC, and he already looks amazing. So I just want to put you guys on notice. Keep an eye out for Umar Nurmagomedov, and go into the comment section below and let me know what you thought of the fight if you did happen to see it. And if you are an Umar fan and didn't see the fight, or you did see the fight and you've seen his past fights, let me know, did you see any improvement, or did he look like the same Umar that was fighting, basically in these other organizations? Go to competitiveorigins.com, type in promo code MMA59 so you can get 10% off this Competitive Origins Just an Obstacle t-shirt. Thank you for tuning in today, guys. I'm BPC, and remember, you've been competing since conception. Whether you're competing against yourself or others, Competitive Origins.